Hey guys!
So if you caught our last series, it was about defeating isolation, and now we're getting into healing and how you do that.
So in today's video, we're going to have an open discussion about healing and hurt and how people have grown from it, or if you're still suffering with it. So we're going to start off with our friend Kobe.
I'm Happy.
I'm Lovenana.
I'm Brian.
Cool. So are you guys ready for these questions?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so the first questions we have for you is, what does hurt mean to you? And I guess we could start off with you, Kobe. What does hurt mean to you?
I feel like hurt is like when someone else has done something, like obviously that you don't really care for and that like has a negative effect on you and can cause you to feel a certain type of way that you wouldn't feel every day.
Yeah, so to like piggyback off of what he said, it's basically whatever caused like a heartache to me. So yeah, if somebody like lies to me, feel like somebody's manipulating me or just betraying my trust, like that just caused the whole feeling of hurt. So
Hurt to me would be just being like betrayed in any way.
Yeah, basically what all of them said, but like just one word is betrayal. Like whenever I feel anything and I feel that way, then I feel like hurt. Yeah.
Usually for me, it's like when I know my heart is hurting, that's how I know like someone has hurt me.
Usually I feel hurt when I find obstacles in my path to success or anything that could potentially harm me or see me or hinder my success usually. So.
Interesting. And the next question is, what is the most hurtful experience you've had? Do you want to start?
I say the most hurtful experience in my life, personally, I feel like I haven't gone through anything in my life that's really like hurt me to a point where I could, go off, or like I'd say like I was like tremendously hurt. But what does hurt me, I feel like sometimes my relationship with my father, and it's not even my personal relationship, but it's when I go over to my grandma's house and my grandma's 85 years old, but she's the one that answers the door. I come over, her foot is swollen, or there's no food in the kitchen, or the kitchen is dirty. That's what hurts me, because my dad's downstairs and he's asleep. Like, he's not doing anything, and I feel like my grandma enables him. Stuff like that hurts me because I feel like there's nothing I can do for my grandmother because I'm not in the position to do anything. And I don't have the relationship with my dad or the means to be able to help. Yeah.
wow, that hurt my heart.
Yeah.
But I would say sometime around like this year, it was like my first heartbreak, my first like huge breakup. I don't know, I thought, the crazy thing is when you think that someone feels the same way that you do, and then the next day, like, you wake up and they don't. I feel like that's like the crazy thing about, I guess, relationships, is you never know when it's going to end. Yeah, so just all of that hurt me. And yeah.
Yeah, sadly, I'm a sad girl as well. But, I would have to say the first time I really encountered hurt would also be like a past relationship that failed. Because like she said, you don't expect it to end, and then it ends. So that really hurt me because it was like, wow, like I don't know if I could put my all into something like that again. But yeah, God got me.
He got
Okay.
it.
The most painful experience I've ever like felt or whatever. Me and my father aren't like, we don't talk. He hasn't been in my life since I was like 5. I feel myself about to cry. But yeah, and then when I was like he's like a money guy, like he was all about that, like over his family and stuff. So he decided to like file for joint custody. So we went to my father, me and my little brother went to my father every other like weekend or whatever. And then he just like pulled me aside one weekend when he was about to drop us off back to his mom, my mom. And then he like told me he wasn't gonna like see us anymore or like pick us up anymore and stuff. And I remember telling my mom when I got home, and she didn't believe me and stuff. And then we went to like the place we were supposed to meet up the following weekend or whatever, and he just wasn't there. And like I just felt like he didn't like want me, and I felt like my father didn't want me. Here you go.
So mine was really recent, it was this year. But it was around May when my grandma passed away. And that was like the first time I really felt like hurt, like heartbroken, like a piece of you taken away. Usually, like my grandma usually lives with us. Like she travels and comes every year. So this was unexpected, like very unexpected. I thought like the next day I would talk to her, speak to her, and sometimes I don't know, but it just happened all of a sudden, and the way it just has affected me from then on, just the way I think about life, my mindset, just checking up on my family.
I hate to continue the sad trend here, but unfortunately, a time where I experienced hurt in my life is when I was a freshman in high school. Actually, my band director actually died, and although it might not have seemed like a very like important, like impactful person on my life, maybe a band director, but honestly, like someone who can teach you lessons every day, who can come into your classroom and inspire you and make you want to be better at what you do every single day, it makes a very big impact on your life when someone like that passes away. And I really take all his lessons and values and trying to implement them on my life every single day. So, R.I.P. Mr. Flannery. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So the next question we have is, how has that hurt, the hurt you just spoke about, how has it played a role in your life and your relationship with others?
My hurt kind of inspires me to want to do better for myself and for my family. More specifically for my family, because I feel like if I have the means to help them, then they'll be able to help themselves, and that'll keep us closer to the union. Whereas I feel like without this type of motivation, I'd have less of a purpose like in my life, or something less genuine to fight for. So that's what I appreciate that for.
It honestly made me stronger, and like I don't know, it just changed like my personality big time, and like I don't know, I just became more positive. Like I became more aware of the things that actually happened to other people, because I was like, oh my god, like how could somebody act like that in response to like a situation that I went through? But you never know what other people go through until you go through it, and I feel like it really was humbling. And like I don't know, it just, at first I was negative about it. I did not want to talk to any boy. I didn't want to, I don't know, I just didn't have any hope in relationships. But I know that if I continue to put my faith in God, then like I do, I pray every night for a good man. So I just feel like it just made me more hopeful and like faithful, if that makes sense.
I guess for me, you could say that I use this hurt kind of as a motivation. Like, I don't know, I learned to just be more in tune with myself and try to grow as a person, because I felt like if I'm not enough for myself, how am I going to be enough for someone else? And how it played a role in my relationships. I'm not really looking for like an intimate relationship right now, because I just feel like I'm not ready. But if God like sends literally a guy from heaven, I'll be ready.
Yes.
But like right now I'm telling myself I'm not ready, but like if he comes along and he's actually like what I need right now, then I would fade. But right now I feel like I'm good off that.
We get off that energy.
I think mine has made me like a stronger person. I don't think I would be the same if I had like a father figure in my life. And my relationships with other people, I think I'm able to love more. I don't know how to like explain it, but I think I love harder, knowing that like sometimes people aren't going to be there for you, just to like give it like all you have at the end of the day. So, yeah.
For me, at the beginning, it made me question God a lot, but then I think it was a way for me to get closer to God and like the people around me. It definitely made me cherish like all the relationships that I have around me, and just checking up on people, just making sure the people that I care for are always with me. So every day I always like check on my sister, my dad, my mom, just these little things will definitely like take it a long way. So.
Yeah, and I think I learned after my band director's death that in life, that in order to succeed, you're obviously gonna have to suffer through everything first. And I feel like God has a plan for everybody, and as long as you keep your faith strong, and as long as you keep believing in that plan, I feel like mourning over his death was the last thing he actually would want me to do. I think he would want me to implement his messages for a more positive way to help people, and rather not just mourn over his death. And I think that's what God has been telling me to do. So I have been. So that's good.
Oh. Okay, the last question is, if you've healed, how have you been healed, and when did you know the pain was coming?
I don't think I've healed yet. It's too soon. I feel like there's still so much for me to do, and like I still have so much life left to live that I haven't necessarily healed from that pain. What happened to me happened recently, so I feel like if anything, it's just motivation for me to keep going. Like my hurt hasn't stopped yet, but I feel like it will at a certain point.
I want to say I'm healed. Thank you to God. When people, when people go through like, harsh breakups, they're usually like in it for long periods of time with the depression and everything, but I can just say like I'm really thankful for my friends who are there for me. Cause it's just if I did not have my friends, y'all, I would have still been like depressed. Like I was depressed for 3 months, okay? And I don't know, they started taking me to church with them, right, like telling me positive things, and I just started to move positive, and I started feeling like I guess he lifted it from my heart, like the pain that I had, and I felt so free. It was just one day, I think I was even at church, and I just felt so free. Like, I don't know what it was, but I don't know. Yeah, besides God, like I was just, cause like the period was so like, it wasn't as long as I thought it would be. I thought like, cause the 1 year of the breakup was coming up soon. And, and I'm just so surprised at how much I have grown as a person. Like I'm way more positive. Like I see things from a whole new perspective now. And I learned about like a lot about myself and what I want to see in the next relationships, or what I guess would want in the next relationship, which I don't want anytime soon. But yeah, I'm thankful that I'm healed, and yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah, I feel like I've healed from that, because like there's times in the morning like I was just like, dang, why am I still thinking about this person? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you still in my head? Like, I thought it would never be a day where like the person wouldn't like cross my mind, but like slowly God has been just showing me that like, Nana, like you deserve better, you deserve more, and that's what you will like. I'll receive that. So like I'm very optimistic for the future, because I know that once the next time I do, I'll just be more like, I'll be happy, I'll be satisfied, because it will be with the right person, and it won't be like forced. So yeah, I healed, and I knew I was healed when I stopped thinking about him.
Okay, I think there's a difference between like being healed and like forgiving. I forgive my father, and I like love him, even though that doesn't make sense really. But I do have love for him. I still pray for him. I pray for him every night. But I don't think I've healed from it. I don't know when I will. I still pray about that too. But yeah.
I don't think I fully healed from the death, but it's got me. I come to terms with the death and like the circumstances around it, but some days I still think about her. Like this past summer after the funeral, I definitely healed from the hurt, but not more of, damn, she's like, yeah, she's not here with me. But it's definitely, I'm working on it to fully be healed from it. So
I say that I am pretty much over the fact that he's dead. Even though you can't really get over, you can't bring a person back to life, obviously, but I feel like there's more to it. I feel like it's more about manifesting that energy into something, a bigger goal, I feel like, in life. And I feel like once you're able to do that and successfully do that and actually benefit other people, I feel like that's when you really be successful. It's good.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. And we just wanted to end with just a prayer for everyone in this room and everyone who's watching right now. So, sure. All right. Heavenly Father, we thank you, bless you for everyone here in this room, Lord. Thank you for just like opening us up to just like, talk to each other and just be able to fellowship, Lord God. We pray for anyone still experiencing hurt, whether watching this video or in this room right now, Lord. We just pray for your healing presence, Lord, to come into their heart and soften it, Lord. Give each of us peace, love, understanding, Lord God, to help us to grow from this experience. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.